live on YouTube as well, so just bear with me a minute. While we're just waiting to go live, let me know how many of you are live trading, demo trading, prop accounts. What are you doing today? If in fact, while we're just letting people jump in, how many of you have been on this live stream before? If you've been on this live stream before, just comment with a yes or a one, please, guys. So we're still relatively new in this space, especially on TikTok. Hey Simon, how you doing? Definitely new in this space. For those of you that don't know, I'm a price action trader. Okay, hi from Chile. Angelo, how you doing? I don't do ICT. I don't talk about fair value gaps. I don't have hate and crap spoken in the chat. If you don't like what you see, then all I'll say is, guys, just please, rather than being abusive or making small talk, just please find another stream. Okay, so this is what I do on a daily basis, and I'm just here to try and help people that are inconsistent become consistent. And you'll be able to see that through using a regular process. So you're not going to see anything different from me on a daily basis. You're going to hear me talk about the same information every single time. It's going to be boring. Why should it be boring? Because anything that you repeat on a daily basis and a multiple basis should be boring. If it's exciting, you're doing something wrong. Okay? The only thing that should be exciting is the returns, how you get paid. Everything outside of that, trading shouldn't be exciting, guys. Trading should not be exciting. It should just be a vehicle. Right. Actually, the DAX is quite interesting to go long right now, but I'm uh, look, we caught gold buys earlier, but I need to see a little bit of a rotation lower. Uh, Markets are just flying around at the minute. Right now on the DAX, this is a 15-minute time frame. Okay, so look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the charts out for you so you can see what I do a, from a starting point. Okay, so Mondays are days that I'm very, very cautious on the basis that, look, we've not had the US enter the market yet, so I always want to try and find out what is. Hi Anna, how you doing? Global market traders, how you doing? Um, I'll map out the chart and then I'll let you agree, disagree, and then you can decide for yourself if it's a place you want to stick around at. Okay, so what what are my principles? What do I look to do? I trade a fixed lot size every time I trade. You will see me trade live. I use TradingView purely for analysis and MetaTrader 4 for my trades. Okay, my trades are then copied from MetaTrader onto multiple accounts, but you will see me trade live. Okay, so if I place a trade, I'll pull up MetaTrader and you'll see it. I just hate MetaTrader for analysis. I find it very clunky, very horrible. It's just a platform that helps me place trades. That's it. So, um, the setup we were looking for earlier has happened. It's materialized. We broke above 33.68. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all these right now. I'm going to start from basically stage one. What do I look at and how do I apply myself? So always want to start with a higher time frame and then drop down. Hi guys, I can see a lot of you coming in now. If you are new here, guys, I'm just going to repeat it one more time. I do not trade smart money concepts. I do not trade ICT, and I do not talk about fair value gaps. If you don't like that, then guys, there's other channels to go to. Okay, so I like to get that open at the beginning and get you familiar with what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's start with the daily chart. Listen, I can get people consistent pretty quickly. It's just about following a simple process. So first thing I do is I map out my structure points. If you want to say I'm an SNR trader, am I this, am I that? No, I just a simple trader that follows price and looks at the nearest structure points. That's it. All my systems are interlinked. So if you know one system, you know them all, and I'll give you all my rules while I'm live on stream. I have nothing to hide. We've had a couple of trades today. We just had gold long and DAX short. Both paid out quite nicely indeed. Had over 100 pips on gold and 80 pips on the DAX. So today's been a nice day. I did have a losing trade earlier this morning as well. Okay, so the daily resistance here. Why? Look what happened. This is where the market closed. Okay, and then the next one we saw it gap up and it's gapped up to here. So this is where sellers came in to 3443.66. The market then rotated lower. It formed you could call it a support, but not quite on this time frame. The reason I say not quite, because although it's a buyer candle, the next candle didn't break the highs. So then if you look what happened, the market's come down. We've had, you want to call them dojis, you can call them anything you want, but basically open and close at the same price. We then break the high. So daily support has been formed here. Okay, so I would expect my next move on gold based on what I'm seeing just on the daily, even though we've had a real big move down early this morning after it gapped up, I would expect the next move to rotate and push higher based on simple market structure. Okay, so then what I would look at doing is dropping down the time frames. Right, where do I see 4-hour support? Where do I see 4-hour resistance? So the nearest 4-hour support that I see is down here. So potential to look for sells underneath here if we get enough range. Next 4-hour resistance I see through here. So if we look, we've got, this is where we can see the market had consolidation before it sold off. Then we had the big market gap open on Friday, on Sunday night. Now, at this point, I would expect maybe the market to push up into this price point, depending what we see on the lower time frame. So I'm going to drop down to the hourly. Now, guys, if at any point I speak too fast or you're not following, please let me know. If you're following and you're understanding the analysis so far, just drop a like in the chat. Just let me know. Wayne, how you doing? Uh, Zavi, Irish. Yeah, so if you're understanding, cool. Okay, so I'm going very fast. Okay, apologies, but one thing you will get is when you are here, because I run these live streams every day at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, you will see the process is the same. So the first session is always going to be the fastest one. Now, when you come back, you just see me repeat the same things, and all of a sudden you'll understand exactly what I'm doing. I'm looking for a buyer candle followed by a seller candle for resistance, and I mark it on the body. So for resistance, I'm using the top of the white candle, the body, not the wick, the body. For support, I'm using seller candle followed by buyer candle using the body. Does that make sense, guys? If it makes sense, just hit those likes. Now, all I'm trying to identify is where I'm going to trade to and from. Okay, that's it. All I'm going to try and do is identify where I'm going to trade to and from. So as we can see, we've broken out of our short-term resistance. Let's go down a lower time frame. So I'm now on the 30-minute chart. Now, 30-minute chart, we can see we had resistance over here. This was the most recent resistance. And then you see these candles here, they broke out, and then we've properly come back up, tested this previous 30-minute resistance, and we've rejected it, or it looks like we're rejecting it. Now, this candle failed to break the high, and it failed to break the low, so it's an inside candle. This next candle hasn't gone up, it's just come down, so it's breaking the lows. Now the candle's still live, so we can't say it's an up range, a down range, an inside or an outside. We can't call it anything yet until the candle is closed. Okay, so what I will be looking for is this candle going to reject this resistance level? If it does, then potentially this resistance can go now, by the way. Don't need that there. So what could happen from this point is if this candle closes like this, we could potentially trade a false break. Okay, so I'm going to show you the setups that I could trade from this point here. So one would be a breakout and one would be a false breakout. So if I just go and grab my rules for a false break. So here we go, false break short, pull them up. If you can't see them, I'll just make them a bit bigger. There you go. So you should be able to see those now. Okay, now guys, As we're looking at this, false break short, what do I need to see? I need to see a break and close above resistance. So this white candle here in the middle, you can see that broke and close above resistance. The next candle, so that's this black one right now, I need that to close below the resistance level. So if it closes below, we have part one and part two of my 5 rules set up. Part three, do we have clear space? So clear space, the way that I define clear space is I'm looking for large bodied candles to the left. So if this candle was to close like this and I wanted to trade short, do I have some large candles to trade into? These three here, I don't like these three. So if the market came down and closed somewhere here, then I wouldn't look at this as a potential setup. Okay, I would just cross it off the books. It's not for me. I don't want to trade it. Okay. Does that make sense? Because I wouldn't have clear candle space. The best way of identifying and thinking about clear candle space is if you get on a road and you want to drive, you want as little traffic as possible so that when you're planning your route from A to B, it takes you as little time as possible. The more traffic you see there, the time it's going to take you to get from A to B is going to be much longer. So imagine you want to trade in this little section here, right? Let's say you were buying down here. It may go straight up to the top. It may just run into the middle of the range and come straight back down. We don't know. But what we can tell you is from previous market structure is if we get in this range, it can go up and down. Therefore, it has no interest to me. However, if I was to then look, let's say, below this area here, and if the market was to come down, you see these big candles here? That to me paves a real simple path for the market to move into. Join my fan club. What was that? Where did that come from? Was that me? I have I just saw something pop up on my screen. I don't know what it was. So these big candles here, guys, this is exactly what we're looking for because if price breaks, the path that it's got to get down there is of least resistance. So you're going to find you'll probably have a lot higher success rate if you wait for those moments. A little bit like this trade here, right? We know that once we got above this area, especially these wicks, we got all these clear black candles to move into. Look what happened. Went straight to that price point and then the market's reversed. Now, I've not taken a sell here, nor am I going to now. The setup doesn't work for me. But what we can look at is we can look at another setup in maybe we've got to wait for this candle to close, which is going to be in 4 minutes, and then we've got to wait for another candle to open and close, which will be another 15 minutes. So we're talking what 18 minutes we've got to wait for a potential setup. We saw the Brazzers notification. What? Give us a clue. What's that? Abdullah, no, I'm not in any trades at the minute. We took a long above these highs on the 15. Momentum entry above here. You enjoyed the buy on Friday, yeah. The breakout came beautifully, right? It We had a losing trade on live stream, but the breakout afterwards was just phenomenal. Off it went. Look, and this is the thing, you've got to keep risk small because even though I thought it was going to go long, my initial setup didn't allow it, but then the second setup, absolutely, yeah, it was a sexy trade, mate. If only they were all like that. Saying that, this was pretty sexy as well. We had 110 pips out of this one. Um, Kiab, still learning. Listen, we're learning every day. We're all learning. Everyone's learning every day. And if we're not learning, we're dying, right? You've sold at 74. Okay. All right. I can see rationale behind that. Yep. I'm just gonna wait. So listen, the next thing that I'm gonna wait for here, guys, is oh, what's going on? What? Uh, guys, is anyone live on TikTok? Something's just happened. Uh, your live just ended. Yeah, something's just weird on. I'm not quite sure what's happened. I have no idea what just happened there. Uh, let me just go on. Something, literally, it said something about gaming, and I was like, what? Yeah, very, very. Uh, what? Okay, so inter um, sorry guys, bear with me 1 second. So this would be I've got a feeling the accounts that um I've been blocking have just unbelievable. Amazing. Yeah, so someone's reported a fraud or a scam. Um, so interesting. It'll be one of those idiots that I've blocked um for being a fraud of me. It's amazing. Amazing. They do one thing, they say one thing and I get blocked. Everyone else that is copying my information, they can still operate. How bizarre. Um, I'm gonna I don't know what to do. As how bizarre. Anyway, listen, we'll focus on YouTube. Um, uh, these guys, unbelievable. Okay. Sorry guys, that's completely thrown me off. So anyway, it is what it is. Um, let's just see. Gold. We've got comics opening in 12 minutes. So in 12 minutes we'll see what happens there. But I think the best kind of setup we can wait for here now. We'll be waiting for a BPC trade. So we're going to wait. Well, we need buyers to come back in. I don't want to sell where we are because we don't have the ability to based on our rules. But what we could look for is two things. One is BPC anywhere in this area, but that's hey Vic, how you doing? I'm not quite sure what just happened there, but I've just had to submit an appeal. Very, very strange um, activities. Uh, good, good, good. I would love to know what the violation was. Unbelievable. This is someone's just, but the problem is you can't block things like that. You know, unfortunately, this is the issue I see happening now. Um, you have these scammers that want to copy you, then you block them. So all they do is then they just report you via a different. They probably haven't even watched anything because the only thing that I was talking about was marking on structure. So I'm not quite sure how that. Anyway, enough of them. Um, cells below, cells below 3353.1. The range we have there will be, well, at least to that wick is 59, call it 60 pips, and to the range is 88. So I'll put 88 pip range. And 88 pip range, we've got the wick fill. Where are you? Call out. So wick, wick fill, we'll just put 60 pips. Oops. So we have potential for BPC, but we've got to wait for buyers to come back in. So that's going to be the next thing. Let's just see if there's any updates on what's going on in the Middle East. Okay, so crude oil remains range bound. I don't know how crude oil's staying range bound. Escalation assigns low probability of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so the markets are betting on de-escalation. And dollar up, markets weight around Israel. Okay, so oil tankers reportedly reversing course on approach of Strait of Hormuz. Okay. Well, yeah, so there's nothing we can do right now until we see some sort of confirmation. Um, so by the way, TikTok, I can't go live now until June the 26th, it says. So I'll close that. I'll close that down. Very, very odd. All right, let's have a look and see what's going on with the NASDAQ. Okay, so let's remove this. We're going to look for buys above here, and realistically, 94, 34. I'm gonna leave that as a no trade range. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say as a no trade range here, guys. Let's make that red. Let's have a look, see what Forex factory. US 245. 23, yeah, 245 flash manufacturing PMI, so it's an odd time. Um, won't be here, but we'll put it on the charts anyway. Major news is going to be USD. It's coming at 14.45, and there's two of them. We've got Flash Manufacturing and Flash Services. Both expected to be in uh, expansion. So both looking at numbers over 50. Forecast 51.1 for Flash Manufacturing and 52.9 for Flash Services. Um, both uh, both a little bit down on the previous month, but we'll see what happens. We're not going to make our decision based on the news. We're going to make our decision based on what we see. So this looks quite good. Let's go back to the DAX. I mean, I did like this rejection, but the downside here was you got a naked close on the 15 from the buys, and the open just came straight down, straight up with no bottom wick. Now, it already moved what? 35 points. I didn't really want to jump in here. Uh, Looks like it's going to be an interesting day today. An interesting day today. Gold doesn't know what it's doing. It's down. What was it down? It was down 6. So at one point it was down $21, and at one point it was up $25. So it's bang in the middle. It's really, really doesn't know where it's going. So I think right now the best thing we can look for here on gold is yeah, I know, Peter, absolute joke. I really don't understand what um, I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of TikTok on some kind of whether it's Twitter or something, them trying to explain what the violation was because it was just technical analysis. So bizarre. I guarantee you 100% it was one of the 12 or 15 accounts that I blocked last week. They'll have created a new account and then um, they'll have done that. But there's no way of stopping it, is there? Unfortunately, that's the problem with this lot. It's it's a it's a bit of a minefield out there. So we're still seeing dollar strength, right? So look at what we're seeing. So Aussie down 60 points, Euro down 60 points, Cable down 65, Kiwi down 75, CAD down 54, Swissy flat. Yen's getting hammered, which is unusual. Yen's 145 down. Um, so Swissy and dollar are the safe havens, and gold is obviously being pegged back based on the strength of the dollar, even though technically speaking it is a safe haven. So let's see how this pans out. It's not even like a run to safety. It's just more dollar buying because look, Nasdaq's flat, DAX is flat, so indexes haven't moved, but the dollar has moved. Um, Hi, Born, how you doing? Yeah, so Fenton, right? Yeah, I just got banned on TikTok for analyzing someone's reported me as a fake or as a fraud or a whatever it is. So it'd be one of the pissed off accounts from last week that I blocked and uh, basically reported. And guess what? I report them for copying me and trying to ask everyone in the community for money. Nothing happens to them. They report me and I get blocked off alive. It's amazing. There needs to be a bit more of a protocol than what they're doing. Um, okay, so yeah, if I'm looking for any type of buys here, I need to see some kind of shift. Um, Thanks, Benson. Yeah, so we need to see a shift. I need to see some buyers come back in. If we get a bullish 15-minute candle, so at 145, then we could look for a BPC setup. So this is what we'd look for. BPC long. So this is what we're going to look for if it sets up. Okay. So we've had the breakout. We've had a minimum of two seller candles. We've got an uptrend on the daily chart. We're just waiting for the market cycles to shift. We need a bullish candle close and we need clear space to the left hand side. So as it stands, if we get a bullish candle close on the next 15 minute, we will, depending how high it goes, we will have clear candle space here to work into for the market to push higher. So that's going to be our setup. That's what we're going to look to do. We're going to look to be BPC long on gold. We're just waiting for points 4 and 6 to materialize. Bullish candle and a wick down. Obviously, if the bullish candle gets too big, then we're done. We can't really do too much about it. I know what I can do. Let's get webcam back on because uh, oh, where'd it go? Set. Let me just what's going on? Properties. Where are you? Come. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Or is it just gone? Sorry, guys. Well, gold doesn't look like it wants to play ball. NASDAQ sat in the range. And the DAX, well, no, if the DAX is going to do anything, we'll be looking for it to. My trades on the DAX will be buys above here. I think we can look for. Yeah, there's 70 points. So we're going to look for buys above 23,285.2. I'm going to put this in as a no trade range. Um, okay, no trade range. Sells below 23,163.8. Uh, okay. Done, 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 done. No news is gonna, yeah, that's already come out. Everything's come out for pound and euro today. So no news other than geopolitical tensions is going to affect the DAX now. So everything scheduled that is due to come out to impact the European markets has already come out. Okay, so now it's just a matter of right, the only thing that can impact it now will be geopolitical tensions. Right. Let me just set an alert above here. Now, guys, if this carries on going straight up and then we get to this area, what can we think of? What type of trades can we think of? Is it just one type of trade we can think of, or is there multiple trades that we can think of based off our setups? So what would be the first setup we'd be looking for above here? In fact, let me just check, see how the latency is. Yeah, exactly, Simon. So the first thing we'd look for would be a breakout. Yep, and then the second one would be a short BPC trade. Perfect, Fenton. On it already, mate. Man's only been to half a dozen live streams and he's got it. See, this is what I mean. The process is simple, right? So it's just a matter of being able to go, right, okay, where do I want to take these trades from? The only thing that would stop a BPC short here, Fenton, would be if the candles that go up to there start giving you this type of price action where it's just very cluttered, no direction, lots of wicks, that would put me off. If we get nice solid candles that get us up there and then we get the setup, then I would look for a BPC short. So in theory, if we set our alert here, let's just get rid of this. We know that in theory, we can look for two different trades. So DAX, let's just go breakout slash BPC short. So if that triggers, if I get an alert to my phone, then I know what I'm going to be looking for instantly. Okay, we've already made up our minds what we're looking for and how we can potentially take advantage of it. Okay, so really, really simple. Well done, Phantom, by the way, mate, understanding the process so quickly. Um, so let's just drop it on. So BPC short, here we go. So we'll just put something like that here. Now I'm gonna say BPC, but it's the range trade and the BPC are identical. Okay, it's just one's in a range and the other one's in a trend, and this one will be breakout long. So let's do that. That's what we're looking for. Rules are there. I'll just put copy image. I'll just paste that in members group. In fact, I'll put it in the watch list. There you go. DAX 23rd June US Open. Right, let's go back to gold. See if it's still dropping. Still dropping. Hmm. Well, uh, there must be, let me just have a quick look. That's dropping fast. There must be something being said. There will be something about de-escalation. Uh, no, this is pure. Okay, so everything I'm seeing right now on the news has nothing to do about de-escalation, which means that this move here is just dollar strength, or maybe, let me just have a quick look. Maybe, no, just because silver's so undervalued against gold at the minute. No. Anyhow, well, we'll just keep waiting. We'll keep waiting for our setups, guys. That's all we can do. Um, in fact, let me go back to my other chart because that's where we've marked them up. Look at that. It really has just dropped off a cliff. So let's see what happens. We could get a range trade here. Again, we just got to wait for buyers to step in. Or if the market's just going to keep dropping, well then fine, we'll trade the shorts. But there's been no path in, no path in until we see the market shift sentiment. Um, right, NASDAQ. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. Nope. Let's get alert set again. Look, let's look for the breakouts, right? The breakout. If we've got our structure here at 21,700, look left. Look at all this clear candle space. Loads of room to the upside. If we look down here, if we sell below 21,499, we've got clear candle space to where the market effectively gapped open last night, all the way down here, and it rallied. Basically, it's rallied ever since the gap down. Okay, so we've got plenty of clear candle space to trade to on the short side. In terms of how much, it is 120 pips. So let's just put that in there. 122 pip range. We've got the news marked on. Now, what about the next structure zone? Here, if we're looking at the market to run higher, we've got 190 pip range. So let's just drop that in there. 190 pip range. Lovely. So lots of clear space to trade into. Hardest thing now is we have to sit on our hands. Guys, if you're new into the live stream, just let me know if you're new. Seen a few more come across. If you've just come across from TikTok because it got closed down because of some idiots, please let me know. Um, okay. So yeah, there's nothing. Uh, Literally just saying breaking news. Terrence, yeah, came across from TikTok. Thanks, Terrence. Yeah, unfortunately, some violation for God knows whatever. Apparently, uh, doing analysis it was a violation, but I think it's because I blocked a load of people last week for being scammers, pretending to be me and asking people for money. So they've probably come back and thought, you know what, let's uh, let's block him. So they've had more joy in blocking me than I did them. I reported them and nothing happened to them. They report me and I get blocked off live. It's hilarious, hilarious. But it is what it is. Graphics here are way clearer than TikTok. Fantastic. That's good to hear. I mean, to be fair, look, at the end of the day, that YouTube is definitely a lot more user friendly if you want to see what's happening on the screen. TikTok is definitely meant for more sort of like mobile perspective. Look, we're waiting now. We have a few potential things that can happen. We're going to look for a range trade on gold. Should we get a bullish 15-minute close? Uh, it's not going to happen now, so we have to wait for another 15-minute candle. Well, you never know. We've got 3 minutes. This candle could turn bullish in 3 minutes. So we'll sit tight. The DAX is, we're going to look for breakouts or BPC shorts. Should we touch 23,285? NASDAQ has turned positive on the day now again. So again, breakouts above 21,698. So there's definitely some kind of information in the market that is making the market feel um, more looking to take risk basically. If gold's sinking, and we're seeing indexes starting to push, then potentially we could see a little bit of a risk on sentiment. Now, if we do see risk on, that's going to have in theory, it should have an inverse effect on the dollar. We should see the dollar sell off a little bit, but listen, I think this is the beauty about Mondays, right? Mondays can throw so many curveballs, especially around these high news geopolitical issues that we've got going on around the world, not just Israel, Iran. You've got obviously Russia and Ukraine. There's a lot of issues. India, Pakistan, whether that's resolved, I'm not quite sure, but there's a lot of issues around the world at the minute. Um, why do you have 8 to 12? Okay. Yeah, good question, Terence. So that's not it's not a time zone that I'm looking at. It's just the between these two ranges. So let me if I mark this up properly, buys above 21,699.8. So great question, Terence. Thank you. And I'm looking for, as it stands right now, sells below 21,500. Now, depending how the market gets to here, um, will be dependent whether I'll look to trade a range trade from here back down. So meaning if I get nice big bodied candles with no small bodies and no wicks, then I'll look to maybe trade a rejection here based on my rules if it sets up back down. But as it stands, I'll only be looking right now to trade buys above here and sells below here. So the red zone maps my no trade rate, my no trade zone. So if I just put no trade zone, so that's what I'm referring to in the red zone. Okay. So it's not a specific period of time. It's just an area I don't particularly want to trade. Does that make sense, bud? Yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah. So nothing to do there. DAX again. This is the same thing. This is a little bit clearer though. So if we get into this area, I would happily look for a range trade. Just if you look at these candles right now, they're definitely quite solid. Especially if you change its 30-minute chart, definitely solid, nice big bodies. Happy to look for range trades on this one. Um, Pleasure, bud. No worries. So that's exactly and the reason why I look for it. Now, Terence, where are you logging in from, mate? What country? Are you UK based or are you Europe, US, Africa's? Whereabouts you? Asia, Ireland. Nice. Okay, so look, we've got 13 minutes. If this candle closes bullish, my preference for a setup here would be this candle closes bullish and even breaks the high of the bearish candle. If it closes bullish and breaks the high of the bearish candle, then the next candle, if it wicks down, we're going to buy the break of the high. Okay, that's what we're going to do. But so you've got my plan there. You know what I'm going to do as and when it happens, should it happen. So over the next 13 minutes, if this candle closes bullish, preferably above the high of the bearish candle. If it closes bullish, next candle to wick down. If it doesn't close above the high of the bearish candle, what I'll do is I'll set my order above the high of that candle. If the next candle wicks down and this candle closes bullish, okay? Uh, right. 1 second, guys. Okay, cool. Mm. Alright, just having a look to see if there's any news. Okay, perfect. Nothing. So yeah, we're going to be sitting tight for a little bit, guys. Now, if you do have any questions, please fire away. I mean, I'm not used to it here on YouTube. No one ever asked me about fair value gap, so I'm very happy about that. Um, the conversation is definitely a lot more subdued here on YouTube, but on TikTok, my God, sometimes it's like doesn't stop, like repetition, repetition. Is that a fair value gap? Is that a I don't talk about fair value gaps. You can tell I'm missing it, right? I'm even mentioning it. Guys. Okay, 11 minutes. Is it a bank holiday? Love it. Yeah, my God, that one I nearly lost my shit. That was hilarious. So, yes, it's a bank holiday, but it's not here. Yeah, I God knows how many times I got asked that question. I know, very serious. This place, this is where the people want to make the money, right? Okay, so what we got? Well, let's see. 10 minutes. 10 minutes and we could have a setup. How many of you attempted? Now listen, I know some of you might be tempted to just buy the break of the high, but think of this. The market could just come up, it could clip the highs and then reverse and fill the wick. So just bear that in mind. Wait for the candle, wait for the market to tell us that buyers are in. Yeah. We'll know when buyers are in because the candle will close bullish. And if it goes without us, then think about the saying. I'd rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. Yeah, that's all we have to remember. So think about that because the last two trades should have made the profit for the day. So now we can be really, really strict and waiting for the next ones. Yeah, so that's all we need to do. Just be really, really strict. We've done the hard work, so we just wait for the next trades. 9 minutes. 9 minutes, guys. This is here we go. Uh, could potentially be what we're looking for, right? Could be perfect, but like I said, we've got 5 minutes. It's breaking the highs. 8 minutes. If it closes like this, ideally with a little bit of a wick on, then I'm happy. We're going to be buying. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to preempt and get my magic keys ready. I've not placed any trades. I've just got the lines on my YouTube chart because obviously depending where how this candle finishes, I'm going to have to move them around. But yeah, potentially we could be getting a setup here in the next 7 minutes. Definitely missing it, Vic. I bet. Yeah, I know. But look, guys, it's not happening. Yeah, look, we need DAX at least into 23,285. Regardless of whatever happens, whether we're going to take a short or a long, it has to come into this area. So we can't do anything with the DAX until that point. The NASDAQ is very, very similar. I'm not doing anything with the NASDAQ until we come into 21,700 basically. Now, what you might find is, depending what's going on, right? Because essentially we are in the middle of a war. in multiple parts of the world, we are seeing very erratic moves. And last night, obviously, gold gapped higher, indexes gapped lower. Those moves have been fully recovered, and some. The question is, on what basis is the market's gapped higher on the basis that the war kind of went to a next level with the US dropping the bunker busters or whatever you call them on the nuclear sites around Iran, and then Iran have obviously said they're going to retaliate. They're speaking to Putin now, so there's so many like different. The Straits of Hormuz is meant to be closed, so the oil can't get moved around. Biggest shipping canal or pathway in the world. So it doesn't really, I don't, from a fundamental point of view, I don't understand why indexes should be going up and gold should be going down. This is why I try and forget about fundamentals, right? Fundamentals just logically don't make any sense to me because you see good news and the markets go down. You see bad news and you see the markets go up. You see bad news and the markets go down. You see good news and the markets go up. So it's like there's the consistency and the short-term moves that we look at in the market don't necessarily um, go hand in hand with what we try and do. So, you know, the fundamentals are obviously what institutions and funds will look at over a longer period of time. Whereas we're day traders, we just need to look for our setup in our given period of time that we trade, and we just have to stick to it regardless, meticulously, just stick. If we can do the small things well, you'll get paid really well. Just do the small things well. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. Um, what is it? I just realized my right. So sitting tight, guys. Sitting tight. Stream delay. Ah, we don't want any stream delay. Sorry guys, one second. I'm just checking a few things. Okay, there we go. It should be fine. Right, yeah, no. So just sitting tight. Now look at gold, right? Look at gold. If you'd have just bought above that high, remember what I said? Because buyers haven't yet confirmed, we could have bought above that high, being impatient, thinking, oh, the market's breaking the high, and then we could just come down and fill the wick. Now, if it closes bullish and just stays as an up range candle, we've only got a couple of minutes for it to do that. But if it closes bullish and stays as an up range candle, I'm still going to place my buy order. Okay? But it has to close bullish. Does that make sense, guys? If it makes sense, make sure you just either type in the comment box makes sense or just hit some likes so I know exactly that people are following. Yeah, perfect. So we have exactly 1 minute 45 seconds. 1 minute 45 seconds. If this closes bullish, then we have a setup. Providing the next. Hey, Kaylin, new name to me. I don't recognize this name. So welcome to the live stream. Whereabouts are you registering from? Which country are you from, Kaylin? And thank you for being here, by the way. Much appreciated. So we have 1 minute and 5 seconds. 1 minute and 5 seconds. Uh, Originally from Romania. Ah, lovely. Perfect. My partner was in, uh, is it Cluse? She was in Cluse in January. Is that how you say it? She said it was beautiful. She had a work event there. Cluj, that's it. Sorry. Yeah, she said it was absolutely beautiful. She works there every January. But yeah. Oh, I should say works in Romania every January. There's always an event in Romania every January, but this one she was in Cluj and said it was absolutely beautiful. What we got? There we go. It's closed bullish. All right, let's see if we get a wick down. If we get a wick down, I'm going to hit open trade. It's a small wick. Let's just give it another minute or two. I'm feeling like this is a buy. I'm going to go a little bit on gut feel here, guys. It's a very small wick, even on my broker. But I'm just going to give it a minute. I just want to see. I'm, it's getting close to where I'd want to be entering now. I'm going to take the buy, guys. I'm putting my buy stop above. I'll change screen so you can see. I've put my buy stop above the high. And there you go. All right. Let me just partial TP. Let's go 10 pips. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Move that down. Let's get another partial TP in. I'm gonna move this one up to structure. Okay, so and full exit is all the way back up. I'm just gonna pull it down a little bit just below the structure. Okay, now probability, law of averages will say that if we get triggered, so the high of this candle is, according to my broker, is 33.6387. So realistically, depending on your spreads, 33.6387. So my entry on this is 33.6416. So it's like 30 points above, 3 points, just under 29. We've got a 10 pip first target. I like to scale out relatively quickly. So that means that I can still take profit and be wrong in the market. Okay, so I like to do that because it's easier to scale out or get risk-free quickly. Now, if you are right and we get those moves that really just motored, then a little bit like the trade earlier, you can end up with $10 out of it, 100 points or whatever. Now, that's not very often, but we can hit 20 to 40 pips quite regularly. Okay, so this is what we're looking for here. So first TP in this instance is 10, and then I've put my second TP just below the structure on the left hand side, so that's 37 pips. So we're about to trigger now, guys. About to trigger. Very close. So we're just waiting for that US cash to sort of like come into the market and see if we're going to continue the move that we saw earlier. So close to triggering, but not quite. You'll know when I'm triggered because in the top right hand corner you'll see big orange or blue numbers. If it goes orange, you know I'm in a negative position. If it goes blue, you know I'm in a positive position. Uh, so just waiting for it to trigger. DAX. DAX didn't come to the level, but the DAX is 15 minutes. Gotta wait 11 minutes. The DAX could set up as well for shorts. Yeah, so the DAX could set up for shorts if the 15-minute candle closes as it is, but we've got to wait 11 minutes for that. Any questions, guys? DAX is dropping pretty quick actually, so we may not get a setup there. We'll see how much it drops. I know what's missing. I'm missing my just missing my radio. Let's see if this live access removed. Still, they're asking me to take policy training now. So, well, I'll do it. So we're getting close to being triggered. DAX is still dropping. Let's see what's going on in the news. See if there's US stocks are modestly higher in pre-market trading. Let's see. White House, Trump remains interested in diplomatic solution with Iran. That was at 10 past 10 to 1. Trump will go to NATO meeting on Tuesday and push members for more defense spending. They're actively monitoring the Strait of Hormuz. Trump remains interested in diplomatic solution with Iran. It is interesting how you can train me on it over the weekend. Uh, what's that, Vic? Sorry, but DAX is dropping pretty hard. Yeah, look forward to seeing you at the weekend, buddy. Um, yeah, if there's anyone here, guys, we've got a few spaces left for our course in London on the weekend, 28th, 29th. 2 full days, how to master day trading, all the setups, understanding the time zones, what to look for in your charts, how to mark out the structures. So, as they say, skills are what will pay you back from pretty much an instant period. So, the thing about trading, it is a skill. Um, where people go wrong is they treat it like a casino and not like a business. If you treat it like a business, you're going to start off very slowly. You're going to treat it like, you know, you're going to start off slowly. You're not just going to go crazy spending money. You're going to see how it works, and then you can see what areas you're making money in. TikTok, oh, TikTok policies, mate, don't. Um, as you can see, okay, so we've been triggered, guys. We've been triggered. Let's see what happens now. Ooh, lovely. Very jittery. So as it's orange, this means we are now 7 pips on the wrong side of the entry price. So what we're looking for is at least 7 pips to the positive, and then I'll start using stop loss at entry to de-risk. Okay, so I'm looking for a blue 70. As soon as I see blue 70, I'll hit stop loss at entry. God, watching those numbers, it sends my eyes wappy. You know what I need? Oh, there we go. There we go. TP1, guys. Let's just push this up a little bit. So in case of commissions, we'll take a. I've taken half there at 25 pips as well. Why not? Lovely jubbly. So it can go and do whatever the hell it likes right now. So we had half at 10, half at 25, and then we've got 37 pips where we can pull another half off. So just let me know if you've took some profit there, guys. Easy pips. Yeah. T1, T2, and T3, Mr. Armand. Lovely. There we go. 30. Lovely jubbly. See if we can we'll see if we can touch that structure level. If we can't, we're golden. We're golden. Love it. T1 finally after a very ropey morning. Nice one, Patrick. There we go. T3. Lovely. Okay, so game on now, guys. Game on. All right, this can go. New support is here. Well, let's get rid of that. Don't need that now. So just think, guys. Monday is a Mr. Kane's bingo too. Lovely. Remember number two. Monday is a strange day to trade, especially in the morning. Only ever trade. I mean, in theory, you should only really trade top setups, but sometimes look, you can be a little bit. I don't know. You can have a gut feeling, and the setup could be not quite 100%, but you see it and you take it. Monday, just be a little bit more stringent with your setups. Here we got loads of clear space, right? So look, if we are going to see buyers come in, then in theory we should see price push up into this area. Look, I'm just gonna, oops, not that one, but never mind. Let's put that back. Let me move it. Let's go 500. I'm gonna move this up into this area here. So 80 pips, 79 pips. And who else got profits today, guys? Let me know if you got profits. If you did, well done. Decent profits. Lovely. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so look, stop management. What I'm going to do now is this candle is probably going to come down to start to create, let's call it a little bit of liquidity. As soon as it breaks the high of this 15-minute candle, because look, you see, this is why I took profits off here. I took half off here because structure. Now, structure leaves clues. Kaylin, nice one. Now, as soon as we break the highs, I'll just drag my stop up underneath the low of this candle. It may give setup on the 30. Yeah, it probably will, Gandalf. Now, the one thing just be wary of, right? If you're going to, let's say, uh, if this candle closes bearish, if it closed bearish, you could just place a buy stop above the high of this 15-minute candle, regardless of without waiting for a wick down on the next 30-minute candle, because this current 15-minute candle would be the bearish clue. The bearish candle would be your wick down for the 30. Does that make sense? So you've had a big bullish 15-minute candle, then you have a bearish 15-minute candle that's going to be an inside, probably an inside candle, or if it takes the high first, and then closes bearish, place your buy stop above the high. Right, okay, so, oops. Oh, good, what's going on? There we go. Let's lock in some profits. Now, whatever happens, we've made money, guys. Whatever happens, we've made money. We've had 15 pips, 25 pips, 35 pips, 37 pips, sorry, and then wherever this closes out. So, superb day. So, did we? No, we're holding it. Now, remember the open's going to be interesting at 2:30. Yes, we are seeing initial positive signs on the DAX and the NASDQ, and gold is, what is it? It's flat on the day. It's down $1. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see stocks absolutely crumble and gold fly, but we'll see. Um, Fenton, I'm holding. Yeah, nice. Listen, remember, guys, everything I do is what I do. The purpose of me showing you what I do is so that you can build consistency around things that you might see. You might think, okay, I can bring that and or I can incorporate that into my trading. I don't expect ever, you will never be me and I will never be the person that was, let's say, responsible for teaching me to trade. You know, what they do is that each mentor and different people that have brought us to where we are today, they each have elements that rub off on us. For example, this morning Gandalf shared a chart of the DAX, and I saw it and I was like, yeah, I love that. I'm all over it. Um, so this is why the community works so well, because in the community, the members community, you know, yeah, I share trades, yeah, I live stream, but in there, the members, they share some brilliant trades as well. So it's not just about it is a proper community. So if you are looking for a community, guys, you know, the doors are always open. We uh look, I get TikTok can be a bit odd at times, but we've had a couple of great members coming from TikTok. Um, you know, the what's thanks Mark for sharing what to do if bearish close clarifies everything. Yeah, exactly. So just remember, because the 30-minute candle, but that's only if it's a 30-minute candle, because you got to think where the time frames close. If you have two 15-minute candles, but then they close on the 45 or the quarter to, then it doesn't consist of the 30-minute candle. If it's the half past and the hour, you can do the same things. You can look at the 30-minute and look at two 15s. You can do the same with the hour and the two 30-minute candles. So it's knowing what time of day it is, putting the candles together and looking at your wick down. So we're about to get stopped out here for the last bit of the position. But we could have a setup potentially in 10 minutes and it'll be nice on the open, but we'll see. I'll always be banking profits, guys, regardless of how bullish or bearish I am of a market. And the reason I say that is because it only takes one news announcement, it takes one tweet or one comment, and the market can reverse, and all that theoretical profit you see on your charts just disappears in a nanosecond. So you will always see me taking profit off the table and quick. So yeah, guys, if there is anyone interested in uh, joining us, have a look at the stand store. You can see the free channels, free Telegram, but there's also the memberships in there as well. You can have a look at the memberships, see if anything's of interest. Um, if you've got any questions, guys, please fire away while we're waiting for this trade to unfold. Iranian retaliation could come as soon as, oh, hold on, as soon as the next day or two. So there's the de-escalation, right? Here, look, guys. Where is it? I'll show you in a second. Let's just see what happens in. So if you go to Bank of England's Bailey, UK will keep benefit of low debt costs for longer than elsewhere. Uh, okay, so we'll see what happens there. Um, 8 minutes. Now I'd normally shut off at 2:30, but I'm gonna stay on a little bit longer today. Just gonna stay on a little bit longer, because I just want to see what happens on the open, because I think the open could be really interesting. Whether we see gold just shoot off, or whether we see stocks dump, or whether stocks rally and gold tanks, I have no idea. But I think the open could be really interesting. I mean, look, we've just seen gold just drop 20 points in a minute. Uh, Well, it's nice to have a few new faces in here on YouTube. I tell you that it's nice. So thank you guys for coming and attending. Um, and please, no matter what standard of whether you're a new trader, an experienced trader, please always ask questions. It helps me just stop waffling. I enjoy the questions. It helps me think of content or answers from my experiences, my past, the day, whatever. So I I do like it when questions come in. Otherwise, you see me just flirting around, looking on different channels, trying to find some news or something, or maybe even just have a book to hand. Um, One of my favorite books, guys, for trading is I've mentioned it a few times on TikTok and here is Thinking in Bets by Annie Dukes. Thinking in Bets. Let me just uh, Thinking in Bets. Let me just share it with you. All right, here we go. This one, guys. Where's the TV? TV. Is it this one? Yeah, this one, guys. Really, really good. She's a professional poker player, but really, really good, guys. So if you like books, there you go. Annie Duke, um, Thinking in Bets. So let's see. Oh, hold on. Trading View, wrong screen. We're about to get stopped here for our last little bit, but we could potentially re-enter in 5 minutes, depending what happens. I'm not going to do a momentum. Oh, I'm not going to do a momentum entry on the 230 candle. I actually want to see the market move lower before we place an order. Oh, one sec. Sorry, guys. Uh, uh, all right, 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. Let's see if it holds in. Don't think it will, but you never know. Okay. And it keeps holding in by a whisker. I mean, to be fair, there's only what 50, 25, 12.5% of the position left, so not a great deal. We have 1 minute 30 seconds left for the candle to close. And remember, guys, as I was saying, This 15-minute candle here was on the hour. This one was the quarter past to the half past. So these two candles here combine to make a 30-minute candle. If we have this like as a bearish candle, we can use this as our wick down to enter above the highs on a 30. Now, you have to think about what has your trading day been like? Have you achieved what you need to do on the day? If you have, then look, maybe sit out this one. Don't let greed get the better of you. Uh, if you can leave what's in right now and let it run, then fantastic. Or if you really want to take a trade above the high here, if it does move lower, then maybe do so at lower risk, unless you're like fully committed and you go, do you know what? I don't care. Um, I'm taking the trade. Then go for it, guys. So this is where you have to decide on the type of trader you are, the risk profile that you have, and be true to it. Yeah, don't gamble. Just be very strict and stringent with rules. So look, it doesn't look like it's gonna. How long have we got? 15, 16 seconds. So it doesn't look like this 15-minute candle is going to close bearish, but you never know. Uh, so 43 pips up. All right, there's the open. All right, if it breaks the high, let's just move it underneath the low. Sod it. Let's lock in. We're 50 pips up. What's happened with the Nasdaq? Nasdaq's down 20 points. Yeah, I think Nasdaq's gonna sink. DAX. Okay, I'm taking another half off. That's 55 pips. Can't can't say we've smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. So look, there we go. Let it go. Let it go. If it gets back up here, then wonderful. Let's see where we go, guys. Let me know how many pips you've taken out of the market today, guys. Here we go. Could this be the second 100 pip trade of the day? 200 pip trades in a day. Could it possibly happen? If I'm taking another half off, guys. It doesn't. This doesn't happen. 200 pip trades in a day. Took another half there at 90. So there we go, guys. This is a perfect way. In fact, let me just get a little bit of this for the old socials because I always forget to do this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Could be heading to our second 100 pip trade of the day. Lovely jubbly. I'll just I'm going to close it all down at 100 pips. I don't care. Profit's profit, guys. If we break the level, then I'll look to add back in. Just 3 pips. What's 3 pips between friends? I'm not greedy there. I'm out, guys. I'm out. I'm not greedy. I'm not greedy. Let's just close it down. Let's reflect. Let's reflect on what we've done. I don't care if it goes on. I don't care if it gets here. We stuck to the process. We took the trade. We executed. We've managed. All I can say is that is what we need to do on a daily basis. Now, we can't choose the market conditions. We can't choose that the day is going to give us 100 pips here and 100 pips there. Some days we'll be happy to just take 10 pips. So this is where discipline needs to come in now. Discipline needs to come in because you go, right, I've had a 100 pip trade on gold earlier. I had a 94 pip trade there. I had an 86 pip trade on the DAX. Okay. Do you think I'm going to get 3 trades like that tomorrow? My subconscious will probably be thinking that. It would have hit 100 pips now, but I don't care. My subconscious, based on the fact that we've just had 3 trades do that, will be thinking, you know what? Tomorrow we'll do this. So instead of having 10 pip target, let's move it to 20 and let's move our second to 60. And guess what happens? The market gets to 10 and reverses and you take a loss or you get a break even. Then you go, oh, why did I change my system? So this is the important thing, guys. Stick to the plan. Guys, if you've enjoyed today's stream, give it a share, give it a like, give us a subscribe. Really appreciate you all being here. I'll see you all tomorrow. Remember, it won't be on TikTok because I'm blocked for a few days. All right. Thanks, guys. Fenton, well done, buddy. See you all in members. You'll see Nolan tonight, and you'll see me at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Kaylin, take care. And guys, if you are interested in looking at any of the subscriptions to be part of the community, just click on that Stan Store link. Thanks, Paddy.